Each year, it is the privilege of the chair of the National Press Foundation to identify and honor someone whose work exemplifies the finest values of our profession. I didn't have to think about it very long because for me, the task of identifying that person was easy. Tonight, we are very pleased to have our honoree, Colbert I. King of the Washington Post, Mrs. King, and their two sons here. This August, Colby King, as people in Washington know him, even people who don't know you think of you as Colby King, will mark his 20th year in opinion writing at the Washington Post. He's a Washington native, a Howard University graduate, and Mr. King brings his love of the city of Washington and varied experiences in government and the private sector to his writing, perspectives which are readily evident in his Pulitzer Prize-winning Saturday columns for the Washington Post and in his commentary as a regular panelist on Gordon Peterson's Inside Washington. I know that there are many of you in this room tonight who are longtime readers of Colby King's columns, and like me, you probably really appreciate his clear-eyed assessments and the straight talk that he delivers to people in power, be they D.C. Mayor Fenty or the President of the United States. Yet the Colby King columns that I remember the most, the ones that hit me between the eyes when I read them, are the ones that give voice to the powerless in our city. Here's just a little bit from one of those columns. It was on youth violence in November. Colby King wrote, "These youth need so much more. They live in the midst of wasted lives with the specter of violence and early death. They bear scars that we can't see, and they suffer pain we can't feel. They need individualized, professional, and sustained support in a safe setting. It would be the likes of which this city has never seen, let alone given. It's nowhere in sight. They deserve to be treated as more than fodder for an ideologically driven social policy, but the city isn't allowing that to happen. Maybe that's why this writer won't let go." Colby King, please accept this citation of appreciation from the National Press Foundation, and we hope you won't let go for a long time because your work is an embodiment of why journalism matters.
I'm deeply honored to receive the National Press Foundation's Chair Citation. This award is a treasure that I will always cherish. I'm also humbled, and yes, that's the word I'm going to use, humbled, to receive this citation from your chair, Susan Swain. There's no journalist in Washington that I admire more than Susan Swain. Name the issue of the day, and you will find Susan Swain at C-SPAN. For years, I have been transfixed by her as she looks directly into the C-SPAN camera as moderator, asking and receiving the most provocative answers, and never once allowing the word jerk or stupid to pass her lips. I'm honored to be in your presence, Susan. I'm also happy to be joined this evening by my wife of 48 years, Gwen, and two of our three children, Rob, who is editor-in-chief of ESPN.com, and Steve, who is the senior counsel at Raytheon. Our daughter, Allison, could not be with us this evening. When Gwen and I leave here this evening, we will go home to a household that includes my mother-in-law, our two sons, 7 grandchildren, and 4 dogs. When I say to you, it's good to be here this evening, I mean it. The question of the evening, why journalism matters, is an easy one for me to answer. For all of my life, as a consumer, journalism has served as my passport, my braille, my seeing eye dog. Journalism has been my door opener, my middle passage to an unknown world. It is the keeper of record. And here's evidence of what journalism means to me. I hold in my hand the December 1949 edition of the Stevens Star that we published at Stevens Elementary School 61 years ago, at the corner of 21st and L Streets, Northwest. Read it cover to cover, and you will discover a Washington, D.C. that existed years ago. Tales of visits to the White House, to the FBI, to libraries. It contains obituaries and poetry, and warnings about the dreaded disease of the day, tuberculosis. Journalism is about life and the world around us. I've tried to bring a slice of that world to you. And Chair Swain, I thank you for this honor.